was real to me. Everybody loved Baby Doll until you came along.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dark kids cartoons from the 90s. For this list, we're looking at arguably grim, or at least way more serious than expected, children's cartoons where the majority of the show aired in the 1990s or that are normally considered as animated series from that decade. Since this may include major plot points, a spoiler warning is now in effect. Oh, and we've brought the voices of Pinky and the Brain along to tell us their thoughts on a few of the shows.
Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Brain. But if we watch Mojo, will there be anything else to watch?
Of course, Pinky. Many, many things. First of all, you'll be watching Mo, which is me. Hi, I'm Mo. I'm Maurice Lamar.
And my name is Joe. Mojo. No. Hi,
His
my name
name's
is
Rob.
Rob Paulson, and I'm the really smart of brains at the half, Pinky. Nerve.
Number 10. X-Men. X-Men comics have always dealt with issues of social justice, with mutants representing the other.
Today, the downtown area was rocked by another outbreak of violence. The fact that the perpetrator is believed to be a mutant has fueled current anti-mutant hysteria now growing nationwide.
Since the show was based on the comics, episodes covered heavy topics, prejudice and bigotry being at the core. From its premiere episode, the anti-mutant hysteria is in full swing, with the Mutant Control Agency's giant robot policemen, aka Sentinels, on the hunt for Jubilee.
Target identified. Initiate capture.
Target? Capture?
The X-Men protect her and go on a mission to destroy the agency's mutant records. But Morph seemingly dies in the process.
For all we know, Morph and Beast may still be alive.
Beast is...
What about Morph?
This set the tone for X-Men, showing that anyone can die, including main characters, even though Morph did return. Though the series was progressive, some moments were probably a little too dark for a kid's Saturday morning cartoon. Number 9. Pinky and the Brain.
Live.com. Yeah.
Pinky and the
How
Brain.
about that?
World domination isn't anything new to kid shows, especially when it comes to superheroes and villains.
Pinky, do you realize that the simplest approach to world domination has been right in front of me all along?
A Bunsen burner?
Pinky and the Brain, known for its political satire, took it to the next level, though.
Yes!
In the episode The Really Great Dictator, Brain explains to Pinky what a dictator is, and he does it via song.
Think big, not small,
Dominoes will start to fall.
and then I can be the mouse who conquers man.
He goes on to sing about what he has in common with people like Genghis Khan and Saddam Hussein.
Hey, God, Brain.
There's also that sneaky Caligula reference in a meticulous analysis of history.
Caligula was no Boy Scout. He did things that we can't even talk about.
This is a kid's show, right?
These are people who made our show pretty smart.
We have very smart people.
I don't know what the hell
on
I'm
our show.
talking
We have
about.
a couple. We've got some Harvard types. who
Yeah,
actually
boy, ain't
run
that
our
the
show.
truth.
Number 8. Animaniacs.
People are crazy about these shows. We are reminded almost daily about how deeply people connect with Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs. It's incredible.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot always got up to crazy hijinks. With its subversive humor and endless parodies, Animaniacs is entertaining for all ages.
James Garfield, someone really hated cause he was assassinated.
The edict from the top with Mr. Spielberg was absolutely do not condescend to the audience. This is like Rocking Bullwinkle. It's like Looney Tunes.
He makes you call him Mr. Spielberg?
He does.
I get to call him Steve.
Is that right?
I don't know.
But you bowl with it. I don't. I don't bowl with it.
But for a show targeted to kids, some of the episodes were very mature. Everyone knows the fingerprints gag by now. A lesser-known episode is One Flew Over the Cuckoo Clock, which opens with Slappy flipping through the slew of 90s talk shows.
Men who date their lawnmowers next on Oprah. She has 50 husbands all named Timmy. I'm Sally Jesse Raphael.
It takes a turn when she snaps and seems off. After seeing the doctor, Slappy is put in a home, while Skippy gets picked up by child services.
Wait, no, I don't want
You're a little boy. You need to be taken care of.
to. No!
We'll find you a very good home. You'll like it, I promise.
Now that's dark and oddly relatable for a lot of children.
Because my brother at college said, hey, dude, you got to start watching this when I was like in 10th grade. And now we all watch it together. And people watch it with their grandchildren and their children.
Yeah.
And they get jokes they didn't get 20 years ago, all by design.
Number 7, Hey Arnold. While fans look back on Hey Arnold and remember the laughs, the show actually touched on some serious issues. The characters clearly suffer from various mental illnesses like agoraphobia, OCD, addiction, and crippling anxiety. The Patakis are terrible parents, neglecting their youngest daughter.
Hey, who's taking me to preschool?
Yeah, in a minute, Olga.
No, I'm Helga, Dad. Helga.
Whatever. Go play outside, would you?
Miriam is an alcoholic suffering from low self-esteem, her husband Bob fits the bill of a narcissist, and the pressure Olga faces to be perfect leads to her own depressive episodes. Helga's attraction to Arnold arguably goes beyond a crush into obsessive stalker territory.
Suddenly I feel inspired.
In one episode, Arnold is mugged in an alley and the traumatic event leads him down a path of violence. And let's not forget the Christmas episode featuring Mr. Wynn's heartbreaking backstory.
But I never stop thinking about her. I will never stop trying. I would give anything to see her again, to know that she is happy.
Number 6, Rocco's Modern Life. We already know the show was notorious for innuendos, but Rocco's Modern Life was pretty dark in other ways. Rocco meets Heifer's family for the first time. To his surprise, they're all wolves.
In all the years I've known him, he never once told me he was adopted.
Heifer didn't even know he was adopted until Rocco pointed it out. The wolves found him, fattened him up to eat, but then decided to keep him as part of the family. A very dysfunctional family.
You're a loser. Why can't you be more like Heifer?
What, a 600-pound cow?
He's not a cow. He's a steer.
Stop it! No one's fighting deer.
Oh, and remember that time Heifer got a chicken bone stuck in his throat? Heifer finds himself in hell. We mean heck.
Welcome to Heck, a friendly community.
His punishment for committing a deadly sin, gluttony, is to watch his best friend die over and over again for eternity. Pretty bleak. Number 5, Real Monsters. Creepy, weird, and kinda gross. That's Real Monsters in a nutshell. Ickis, Oblina, and Crumb are 3 monster friends living beneath a dump and attending the Monster Academy.
Oh, that was a close one, right, Oblina? Oblina?
What happened to your lips?
The show's creative figures have cited style inspiration from Blade Runner, Brazil, and the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Pretty mature styles for a kid's show, but hey, it works. Kids love odd creatures, and this show has some really grotesque ones.
I think I got it! I give up.
Oblina's lips are her main tool to scare. When they're ripped off and a human girl glues them to her own face, it's bizarre.
Look at those lips! You shall be a supermodel. I kiss your foot.
We're not sure if she's creepier with the lips or without them. Number 4, The Ren and Stimpy Show. And the award for grossest kids cartoon ever goes to... yeah. Anyone who's seen The Ren and Stimpy Show knows just how disgusting it can be. The show's known for its controversial dark humor, excessive violence, and implied sexual situations. The amount of body horror is enough to make even an adult look away, like a jester literally rubbing salt into his own self-inflicted wound. One particular episode has Ren nursing a toothache.
If you put your nerve endings under your pillow tonight, the nerve-ending fairy will come and take them away. And she'll leave you $100 bills.
Seeing him pluck out the nerve endings from his mouth is something we'll never get out of our heads. With voice work by such iconic creators as John Kricfalusi and Billy West, the absurdist humor really knows no bounds.
Our dear friend Billy West, Ren, ultimately Ren and Stimpy, Doug, the Red M&M, Fry, Zoidberg,
The
Farnsworth,
professor. Yep, Professor Farnsworth.
Zap Brannigan.
Number 3, Gargoyles. Disney was really ahead of its time with this gothic drama series. The show follows a clan of night creatures who once protected medieval Scotland, but now look over modern-day New York City.
Come. There's no more time for talk. Right.
Gargoyles is packed with complex mythology and Shakespearean references, but it's the violent elements that make this a truly dark show. In the infamous episode Deadly Force, Broadway visits Elise's apartment after seeing his favorite Western movie.
Is that you, Broadway?
I was in the neighborhood.
Make yourself comfortable. I'll throw in a couple of steaks.
Thanks!
He plays around with her gun and accidentally shoots her. He's horrified by the literal blood on his hands, which is pretty graphic for a cartoon.
Sorry, my fault. I was playing with the gun. Stupid of me. Hope I didn't break anything.
The episode was censored due to the amount of blood from Elise's wound. Number 2, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Cartoon Network's wonderfully surreal animated horror series was a thing all its own. Courage the Cowardly Dog is grim, to say the least. Muriel, Eustace, and the titular Courage are an odd trio of characters living together on a dreary farm. They're always encountering creepy people like Freaky Fred and haunting supernatural beings like King Ramses, leaving poor Courage in a constant state of fright.
Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
The episode where Muriel is possessed by a demonic mattress is essentially a kid-friendly version of The Exorcist. And whose idea was it to have a disembodied Nosferatu-looking head floating around?
You have until midnight to grow something. And if you can't, well, you were warned.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Spider-Man, the animated series. Cletus Cassidy is a straight-up psychopath.
I'll take it. It must take you. Now there is carnage!
Cow and Chicken. Butts, udders, and the insanity that is Red Guy.
Are you the Dr. Junks, Professor of Milk?
The same.
Oh, it would be an honor to squirt for you.
Oh, well, first we need a sample of your work.
Ed, Edd, and Eddy. Gross out humor and innuendos.
Here, Sarah, let me help you chew.
I will help her chew.
The Powerpuff Girls. Sugar and spice, and not necessarily everything nice. Beetlejuice. It may have debuted in the 80s, but its success continued on into the early 90s. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Batman the Animated Series. When someone asks you who the best Batman is, names like Keaton or Bale are usually top of mind. But what about Conroy?
Kevin has actually played Batman.
I know.
More than any other of the actors.
Yeah.
You know, you can point to the cinematic Batman and go, and in each their excellences. But Kevin's played him for what, 160
something like that.
Batmans and then Justice Leagues, and he's easily the most entrenched.
Yeah, it's a really obviously a powerful version of that.
And same for Mark's Joker.
Yeah.
He's played the Joker more often than even
else.
Cesar Romero.
Arguably one of the best shows ever, Batman the Animated Series has a visual style that stood above the rest. The atmosphere is pure Gotham City neo-noir. Batman villains are tortured characters who all struggle with mental illness in one way or another. Joker is the most infamous maniacal mastermind, but antagonists like Baby Doll and the Ventriloquist are surprisingly sympathetic.
According to these, Doll was furious that she was upstaged on her birthday episode and walked off the series.
Baby Doll is probably one of the saddest, with Ventriloquist and his crime alter ego Scarface being one of the creepier ones.
I'm talking here!
Okay. Sorry, boss.
Scarecrow and his fear toxin are nightmare fuel as well. This is also the birthplace of Harley Quinn, one of the most unpredictable, chaotic, and tragic villains in the Rogues Gallery.
It is to laugh, huh, Mr. J?
Of course, any show is only as good as its stars, and Kevin Conroy as the Caped Crusader and Mark Hamill as the Clown Prince of Crime are simply without equals.
And Hamill is
Mark's a dear friend.
Both of us, yeah.
And as you guys know, the voice of the Joker forever in what? Yeah, how about that? The Joker. And I have to tell you, my son is a big Batman fan, and he has said on more than one occasion after he's become a grown-up that as much as he loves the whole Batman franchise, if he had to watch whatever the rest of his life, it would be Batman the Animated Series. Kevin and Mark are his Batman and Joker respectively. Period. End of story.
Thank you for taking us down this trip down memory lane.
This is incredible.
Because even though we're making new Pinky and the Brains and Animaniacs episodes for you guys now, we forget we've been doing this off and on for 27 years. So
we've won the lottery. See, Watch Mojo fans, this is why Watch Mojo is so freaking amazing. Because we get to look back at this stuff and say, oh my God, this was a big deal. And here's why. So thank you, folks.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.